Hey everyone, today on People Now, Vanessa Bryant speaking out for the first time following the tragic death of her husband Kobe and daughter Gianna.
Ciara and Russell Wilson announced they're expecting baby number 3. What are they looking forward to the most?
She's very free-spirited and free-thinking.
The cast of NBC's newest sitcom, Indebted, dishing on their leading lady, Fran Drescher.
Well, I loved what I did, and I was the best.
The film The Bone Collector reimagined for TV. Series star Russell Hornsby is here with all we need to know about Lincoln Rhyme, Hunt for the Bone Collector.
It's all live today on People Now. Hey everybody, welcome to People Now. It is Thursday, weekend's almost here, looking forward to that. We have a lot to cover today, but we start off with this heartbreaking news that continues to roll out. Vanessa Bryant breaking her silence following the shocking death of her husband and their 13-year-old daughter. She shared this family photo on Instagram along with an emotional message telling fans she's devastated over the loss of her adoring husband, Kobe, and their beautiful, sweet daughter, Gianna. She added in part, quote, "Our love for them is endless, and that's to say immeasurable. I just wish I could hug them, kiss them, and bless them, have them here with us forever." She also said that she took comfort in knowing that both Kobe and Gianna knew that they were so deeply loved, adding, quote, "We were so incredibly blessed to have them in our lives." Vanessa shared that while she's not sure how to recover from their tragic and sudden deaths, she and her family are going to keep pushing. She thanked the millions of people for all their love and support, but did ask for respect and privacy at this time. Vanessa also shared that she's devastated for the other victims and announced that the Mamba on 3 fund has been set up to help support the other victims' families. She said she and her girls share in their grief intimately. All 9 victims of the helicopter crash in Calabasas, California that killed Kobe Bryant have been officially identified by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner, coroner. In a press release published on Wednesday, the coroner's office announced that on Tuesday, 4 people were identified using fingerprints, and the remaining 5 were identified on Wednesday following round-the-clock testing and analysis of DNA. The 9 victims of the crash are 41-year-old Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, 46-year-old Sarah Chester, her 13-year-old daughter Peyton, 56-year-old John Altabelli, and his 46-year-old wife Carrie, and then their 14-year-old daughter Alyssa. And continuing down the list, 38-year-old Christina Mauser and 50-year-old Ara Zabayan, who was the helicopter's pilot. The coroner's office certified the cause of death as blunt trauma, and the manner of death was certified as an accident. All 9 had already been identified by friends and family. Of course, our condolences continue to go out to the families and friends of all those victims. Athletes and celebrities are showing their support for Vanessa Bryant after she broke her silence on Instagram about the death of her husband Kobe and their 13-year-old daughter Gianna. Lala Anthony commented on Vanessa's post, quote, "Love you deep, V, forever and always by your side," along with multiple hearts and prayer hands emojis. Supermodel Martha Hunt said that she's sending boundless love, light, and strength. And she said, "God bless." Soccer star Alex Morgan wrote, "I'm praying for you and your girls to get through this together. You are so loved and supported, and I hope you feel that today and every day." Girl Meets World star Danielle Fishel said in part, quote, "I have written and rewritten this message 12 times. I truly cannot find the words because they all feel weak and worthless in light of the enormous tragedy you, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri are experiencing. My deepest condolences to everyone who loved and will continue to love forever the 9 souls lost that day." One more from Ellen DeGeneres, who already paid tribute to Kobe and Gianna on her show. She commented, "There is so much love in the world for you right now. I hope you can feel it." Obviously, that's something that so many people are feeling. I talked about this some earlier in the week when I was in LA. You got this sense that the city as a whole really felt the loss, almost like the loss of a family member. We've continued to see crowds gathering outside the Staples Center. Fans are there. People just really, really feeling the loss, especially in the city of LA.
Well, yeah, and obviously very heartbroken for Vanessa and her kids. And, you know, she's posting about him and Gianna, and we're all just thinking of her and their family at this time.
Wish them all the best. Now we're going to switch gears here to Ciara and Russell Wilson. They are expecting baby number 3. The proud parents announced the news on Instagram with a photo of Ciara in a bikini, showing off the baby bump. Wilson also shared a version of the photo taken instead as a selfie with Ciara kind of blurred out, showing off her bump in the background. The couple's currently vacationing in Turks and Caicos with their children. The couple share daughter Sienna Princess, who was born in April 2017. Ciara is also mom to 5-year-old son Future Zahir from a previous relationship with rapper Future. Ciara and Wilson celebrated their 3rd anniversary over the summer. They tied the knot in England in July 2016. Ciara recently opened up about finding love again with Wilson after calling off her engagement to Future on Jada Pinkett Smith's Facebook watch show Red Table Talk. She said dating as a single mom was initially intimidating, but Wilson made it easy when he came into the picture when her son was just 10 months old at the time. She said, quote, "It was different. I never had that feeling in my life. It was just like it was calm. It's a different level of love." congratulations to the proud parents. They're having a good time. And Andrea, you have more for us in Star Treks.
I do. We are kicking off Star Treks today with one very cryptic Instagram photo. A lot of people are talking about it. Supermodel Kaya Gerber shared a very interesting picture on her Instagram stories on Wednesday. Has us all wondering what in the world it means. The photo shows Kaya holding a red book in her hand that reads The 1 Minute Mother, and in her other hand, a pint of ice cream. In the photo, she's dressed in a sports bra, leggings, and she appears to be poking out her stomach. We're not sure. Kaya captioned the photo, "Read into this." So it seems like she knew this photo would send her fans into a bit of a frenzy. Now, we did look up the book. It is a parenting book. The book reads, The 1 Minute Mother, the quickest way for you to help your children learn to like themselves and want to behave themselves. So is she trying to tell us something, or did that ice cream just really hit the spot? I feel like she's just trying to cause a stir.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird.
It's a little weird. Kaya's post comes after reports her relationship with Pete Davidson ended. The two were first linked in October, but haven't been seen together in weeks. According to E! News, Pete is taking a break to work on his mental health. E! also reports that Kaya doesn't know if she wants to continue in their relationship, and that while she cares about Pete and wants him to get better, their future is up in the air. A separate source told E! that Pete understands how Kaya feels, and there is no bad blood between the two. Reps for the two have yet to comment. But no matter what happens, wish them both the best. Kendall Jenner is getting the best surprise on Thursday's episode of The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Kendall is a super fan of the new Netflix documentary series Cheer. She even reflects on her own cheerleading career, telling Ellen that she was not on the same level as the Navarro College cheer squad. She then gets an amazing surprise.
You love Morgan.
I love Morgan.
I love Morgan too. Morgan!
Awesome. No.
Actually, I have a surprise for you.
What is it? No way!
It's a Navarro cheer uniform for you. Because, girl, you look good in everything.
I'm so excited! Thank you
Of
so
course.
much. This is so awesome.
Soon enough, Kendall is wearing her new Navarro uniform as she and Ellen producer Andy Lassner learn how to do a prep stunt where the flyer stands on two bases' hands and is risen up with their arms in a high V position. Take a look.
Okay. My feet are probably all sweaty.
So just jump in with both. Yeah, just jump in.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
And then they're going to zip you
Yep.
and just stand straight up.
Okay, 1, 2.
I got you.
Stand straight up.
Three.
Okay, let me down.
That's better than
That was so good.
So Andy then took his turn. Wasn't quite as graceful as Kendall, but hey, he still did a great job. He did his best. Have you watched the
I haven't
Cheer
seen it yet,
documentary?
no.
It's really good. I just started it.
Everyone's
It's so
loving it, yeah.
impressive. Also kind of heartbreaking because a lot of them get injured. You should definitely watch it if you haven't seen it. All right, those are your Star Treks for today.
Stay with us, everybody. Actor Russell Hornsby is joining us live. We are talking all about his latest project, Lincoln Rhyme, Hunt for the Bone Collector. Plus, calling all you stays, K-pop sensation Stray Kids, showing us some of their moves. Stick around. Here we go, kicking off Heart Monitor with a snowy engagement. Bill and Melinda Gates' eldest daughter is getting married. 23-year-old Jennifer, her new fiancé, equestrian Nael Nassar, announced their engagement on Instagram Wednesday. The couple each shared a photo that shows Jennifer visibly surprised while the two are kneeling down in the snow. Nassar popped the question during a ski trip. Jennifer captioned her post in part, quote, "Nael Nassar, you are one of a kind. I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives learning, growing, laughing, and loving together. Yes, 1,000,000 times over." Nassar captioned his post, quote, "She said yes," and he added, "I'm feeling like the luckiest and happiest man in the world right about now." Good for them.
Very cute. All right, almost 7 years after finding love on The Bachelor, Catherine and Sean Lowe have their hands full juggling 3 kids, all under the age of 4. The couple welcomed their daughter Mia on December 23rd. Catherine, who's still recovering from a C-section, tells people that Sean is a really good partner. She says, quote, "Sean takes care of the boys and I take care of Mia and myself, obviously." She adds that everything has been a smooth transition and reveals the boys love their little sister and it's been such a sweet thing to witness. Now, talking about the biggest difference she feels between her boys and her daughter, she says shopping and explains that she is excited to dress Mia. Now, Catherine does say that the one thing that's been really hard is her recovery because she can't go up the stairs to put her kids to bed or pick them up. And she adds that the hardest thing is telling her 20-month-old son Isaiah when he is crying that she can't lift him because he doesn't understand why. I understand that must be really difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
She's recovering, but we wish her the best.
Yeah, Bachelor in Paradise stars Grocery Store Joe and Kendall Long have called it quits, guys. After over a year of dating, the former couple announced their split in a joint statement on Wednesday. It said in part, Joe has made the decision to move back to Chicago while Kendall will be remaining in her hometown of Los Angeles. Our family and friends have always been an extremely important element to who we are as people. We appreciate all the love and support everyone has given us throughout our relationship. That was their statement. They started seeing each other on season 5 of Bachelor in Paradise. We remember that. Joe is known as Grocery Store Joe because of his job at the time. He became a fan favorite after Becca Kufrin eliminated him on the first night of her season of The Bachelorette in 2018. By the way, of first night eliminations, he's one of the most, if not the most successful.
And those two were the cutest couple ever.
Yeah.
This is sad.
Yeah,
this one
it
hurts.
is. Joe, of course, earned himself a spot on that summer's installment of Paradise, where he quickly fell for Kendall, who appeared on Ari Leindeck Jr.'s season of The Bachelor. Kendall also had feelings for Leo, so, you know, is there room for that to work out? I don't know.
No, not a fan.
Okay. Joe and Kendall, I'll let him know. Joe and Kendall didn't leave the beach together. They revealed during the reunion episode that they got back together after filming. In April of 2019, Kendall shared on Instagram that she and Joe had signed a lease for a new home in West Hollywood. Kendall's last post with Joe on social media was a pic of the two glamping, where she referred to him as her family. Sorry to see it end, but good for them. You know what? If that's what they need to do to move forward, then we wish them the best.
You know, Channing and Jessie J got back together. Maybe they'll get back together. That's my hope.
We'll be watching the gram. That's it for today's Heart Monitor. Now we move on to this.
Indebted is NBC's newest sitcom where parents move in with their kids due to financial struggles. And of course, chaos ensues. The show has an all-star cast, including former The Nanny star Fran Drescher. Now, Fran recently made headlines after revealing details about her dating life. So what do co-stars Adam Pally, Jesse Hodges, and Abby Elliott think of Fran's revelations? Watch. She was opening up at the premiere at a carpet about having a friend with benefits, and she was so open and silly about it. Is she like that on set? Because I thought it was so hilarious.
She's very much like
She's an
that.
open book.
That's Once you meet her, you know her.
Yeah, she's very free-spirited and free-thinking. She doesn't really ascribe to any one line of thinking. I feel like she's really her own independent-minded, cool person.
She's a franchise.
Yeah, so Adam also revealed he has a bit of almost history with the one and only Jennifer Lopez, who is headlining this weekend's Super Bowl halftime show along with Shakira. Adam says he once asked J-Lo out. Yes, you heard that right. So has he run into her since?
I've never run into her since, no. I love her. I mean, I think she's great. I love Hustlers.
I guess I'm just a people person.
No, it was just a dumb bit in college that I got in trouble for.
It was so funny. I was laughing watching that video.
Oh, thanks.
Because I met her recently and I kind of blacked out because she's like such a goth.
cute.
I
Oh
saw
my
her at a
God.
restaurant and
Yeah.
I was just like, what is that?
It's too much.
I've seen her
woman.
running. She lives, like, her place in the Hamptons is kind of like where we say adjacent kind of, but it's behind. You know, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
But I have seen her running, and it is like a sight. I mean,
Gazelle.
it is. Like, the sun is shining, and like
To see her run.
she's just got this really
Can you imagine?
smooth
Stride,
gait.
yeah.
You know, it's it feels like music is playing.
Yeah.
Doesn't it just make you grateful to be alive?
It does.
Imagining J-Lo running now. All right, we'll have more from the cast of Indebted next week. Wait until you hear some of their Fran Drescher impressions. They're really great. Watch this.
You know that saying, find what you love and let it kill you? Well, I loved what I did, and I was the best. I want to get you out of this.
Can you hear me? I hope you can.
Intense. Lincoln Rhyme is back in NBC's new series Lincoln Rhyme Hunt for the Bone Collector. The show's based on a crime thriller book by Jeffrey Deaver and the 1999 film The Bone Collector starring Denzel Washington. It's being reimagined for television, starring Russell Hornsby. And we have Russell here to tell us all about that, how the show's carving out its own lane, and a lot more. Thank you for being here. And by the way, you're just telling us 6 months in, the whole crew in New York now.
Yes.
From LA.
Yeah.
So how's life, the adjustment of life in New York?
It's, you know, I can't have as much, you don't have as much fun as you used to when it was just you and your wife or you single, you know.
Because you got the whole crew.
Yeah, the Natural History Museum and
Okay.
you know, zoos and
Yeah.
everything like that. It's SpongeBob concerts and
Yeah, well, welcome to New York.
Thank you.
Congratulations on this show. How is it different than the book and movie?
Well, I think we're from the, really what we're doing from the book is taking a more of a liberal approach, from the book. So we're basically able to expand on what the book really brings. We're going to delve in a lot deeper. I think when you're talking about dealing with an 1.5 to 2 hour movie, you're limited as to what you can show and what you can tell.
Yeah.
But now we can give you a full breadth and depth of the Bone Collector from the book form.
And you probably saw the movie before, right? So when this kind of comes to you, what's the feeling like? Oh, I can see how that could adapt in, or was it just kind of, I don't know, what was your reaction?
Well, now I'm ready for the challenge.
Of course.
People are saying, oh, you're walking in Denzel's footsteps or whatnot. I'm saying, well, why not me? I'm ready. Having worked with him a couple times and whatnot, I said, it's my turn. I'll do it, my way.
Yeah, so no really added pressure. Maybe, I like that you take the challenge approach.
Well, no added I grew up playing sports, so you're always up for the challenge. Running track, soccer, all that kind of stuff like that. And so when somebody puts a challenge in front of you, accept it and put your own touch on it.
All right. So you've worked with Denzel before.
Yes.
Fences.
Yes.
We know that. Loved it. What's the best advice that he has ever given you? I mean, I just feel like as fellow actors, right? Do you kind of toss back and forth and like, here's how I do it. Oh, here's how I do it. That kind of thing.
Yeah. You know what? In the last scene of Fences we were shooting, having a very difficult time, I was. And he just came up to me, he whispered in my ear, and he said to me, you're helping him, meaning my brother. And so it just changed the whole dynamic of the scene. And he said, remember, it's not about you, it's about them. So you're supposed to affect whoever you're opposite, And so if you're there to make them laugh, if you're there to, that's what you're supposed to do, to comfort them, and then it always changes the dynamic of the scene.
Can we just say this? I feel like Fences was like this acting workshop to watch it, all the dialogue, right?
Yes.
And like just the rapid and like the continuing movement of those scenes.
Absolutely.
It was just incredible.
It was a great time having worked with Viola and Denzel, together, two, award winners and just two great actors as well. It was a masterclass.
Sure.
It really was.
Now, you didn't actually audition for this role.
Yes.
So how did that go down?
Well, I think having been an alumni of NBC, a year or so prior, working on the show Grimm, and, having done some work, Fences helped, a couple other shows, in a movie that I just came out called The Hate You Give. At the time, I think they said, we have our Lincoln rhyme now. And they called my representatives and said, would Russell like to do this? And they sent me the script, and I was like, let's go.
That must be such a great milestone that you hit as an actor when it's a direct offer.
It really is, and especially when it's material that you like, and in a project that you respect. And, that's what it is. And so I was really jumped at the opportunity.
I mean, at that point, it's like, you wake up with maybe a little more pep in your step.
Yeah.
Can somebody give me a coffee, please? I just landed the role because I'm me.
Yeah.
But it's still humbling because, I'm like, hey, baby, we did this. He said, hey, them kids. They got to get fed. They got to change the diaper. That's great. We'll deal with that later. But right now, let's dive into this.
Yeah.
So,
well, in the show, your character is disabled, other abled, and has some certain challenges. What have you learned about yourself through that character, and maybe some things you did to really get into it?
Well, first what I learned is that, you learn about all the new things that the dynamics for dealing with people with disabilities. I didn't know the idea of what curb cuts were and elevators for the subway, all of those things, and found out that initially that texting was for deaf people, and then of course now these are talking about universal usage. Right, so curb cuts are good for not only people with disabilities who are in wheelchairs, but also for mothers pushing strollers, fathers, pushing strollers to help. Elevators, the same thing, people with disabilities, but also for parents as well, pushing in the use of strollers. And so, but also just the amount of patience one has to have when I'm having to just be still. And that's just helped me now in my everyday life, having a lot more patience, not being in a hurry, to have everything come now.
Yeah.
So you just kind of take your time and know that it'll happen in its time.
It's a good lesson for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, movies are being adapted for television more and more. You come from a theater background.
Yes.
Any movies you would love to see adapted for stage?
Wow. Well, it's actually what they did. They beat me to it. Having seen To Kill a Mockingbird, on stage, I think, it was a great book, fantastic film, and then, seeing the play adapted for the stage. I mean, seeing the movie adapted for the stage, I think is brilliant. And so, they said they already beat me to it.
Yeah.
I just think about some of the other projects you've done, The Hate You Give, 7 Seconds,
Yes.
Regina King, and now this show, of course, and among many others. What are some of the co-stars that you've worked with that have left like a lasting impact for you?
Well, Regina King, it was a great time working with her because we were both on the same page and we both approached the material and the work with such passion and such artistry. That was one. Regina Hall, from The Hate U Give, and Amanda Stenberg. Working with young people really infuses me with just a level of energy. It enlivens you, And so working with her really sort of just plugged me in a little bit more, and because you have to approach the work a little differently, and have, again, patience, right? And so she was just a wonderful young woman to work with.
I love hearing you talk about your family. It comes up right away. We just saw you bring them up. This tremendous career, big roles, all that happening. How has the support of your wife made a difference for you?
We've been together for over 15 years, now. So it's almost like I don't know a time when we weren't together, when she wasn't really helping me out. She's been very, very supportive and just allowing me to be the artist that she saw in me, way back when.
Which can be a difficult personality type, right?
Oh, yeah. But, she brings me, she's earthbound.
Okay, yeah.
She's like, danger, William Robinson, you're lost in space. Come back down to Earth.
Right, yeah.
And, I'm there. And again, when those, it's, you get home from work, get home late at night, or early mornings, and you just usually used to diving into bed. And then right when you hit the pillow at 6, 7 in the morning, something like that, and the kids are crying.
Yeah,
like,
that's a great baby sound.
Yeah. You're like, no, I know.
It haunts your brain, right?
There's a lot of sounds.
Yeah.
So, I'm able to just get up. Okay, where are we? Battle stations. Right,
ready to go.
The bathroom, the bathe, and that. But it's fun. And but again, I think that adds to the level of humanity. That adds to your artistry, I think, because I'm worried more just about, not worried, but I'm more concerned with my family than I am all the time with work. I'm not consumed by it. So then I can bring all that wonderful energy I have for my kids and my wife and going to birthdays and everything like that. And you find a different level of joy, that you didn't have before. Because you have to turn something on for the kids, man. The kids want to see, Daddy, tell me a story. Daddy, read me this. Daddy, the baby shark.
Yeah, you don't get to coast.
And I'm like, no. So now you're constantly coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
I can't wait to sit down and watch The Wizard of Oz with them. That's really nice. That's fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully you get some time away from the kids. Valentine's Day is coming up. Do you and your wife have something special planned, or are you planning something special?
The plan is to put the kids to bed early, hopefully. Okay. You know what I mean? And then you get a little champagne, you say, ting, I love you, you're perfect, let's go to sleep.
Okay.
That's usually what happens.
That makes sense. You both have your hands full, these two young kids. Generally speaking, you said that, like, get the kids to sleep, whatever. How have you found a way to keep the romance alive? Is that something you've been very intentional about?
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, we waited. We were married about 6 or 7 years before we had our first child. And we, traipsed all over the world, literally, and so we were able to romance the stone, if you will, while traveling abroad, traveling into other countries. And so I knew that, this too shall pass, but we were able to really get it in and see friends and family everywhere. And now that we're a little bit more mature than we were, we know that we're here for the long haul.
Yeah, and this is your phase you're diving into. That's great.
We're diving into it, but older and more mature,
of course.
Parents, which is great.
Yeah, it's probably when you start later in life, you're you know more about the world, but any parenting fails, maybe like early on?
Just I know you can't make up for sleep that you'd like, but it's like you just need more. You know what I mean? And I just failed at like turning the TV off, turning off the iPad or whatever, and put the devices down and just go to bed. Like, go to bed with your kids.
Yeah. Like, you need to sleep when they sleep.
You need to sleep when they sleep.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the biggest. Somebody told me that I didn't listen for the first year, and it just you bags and the circles. You go into work. They go, "What you doing last night?" I was up, and the kids go to bed at 8. What time did you go to bed?
Yeah, right.
So the makeup artist is always giving me stuff.
That's funny.
But you got to go to. It's a half an hour, 30 minutes for when your kids when they fall asleep. You got 30 minutes to get everything done, and then you got to go to bed. Yeah.
Good advice.
I have to ask you about this. So Oscar's coming up.
Yes.
I know you're super busy with family and everything. Did you have time to watch a lot of the Oscar films? Anyone you're rooting for in particular?
Honestly, Parasite. I saw Parasite was fantastic. Great foreign film, just a great film overall. I was really inspired by Ford versus Ferrari. I loved Matt Damon's performance, as well as
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. just beautiful work, you know, and just to see those two, you know, together was really lovely. And I think that's about it. You know, the kids.
Both very good. Parasite.
Parasite was
that one
really
was
good.
my favorite at the
Yeah.
end of the year.
Yeah, it was really
wild.
good.
Well, it's good to talk to you about everything.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Best of luck,
you know?
and congrats on all that you're doing. Everybody be sure to check out Lincoln Rhyme, Hunt for the Bone Collector. You can catch it Fridays at 8 p.m. on NBC.
All right, moving on to this. The K-pop sensation Stray Kids is ready to take the world by storm with their new tour. Something you may be surprised to learn about this powerhouse group. They write and produce all their own songs. And they told us all about what goes into the process.
Well, in our team, we do have a producing team. We call Three Racha. So it's me, Changbin, and Han. Yep. And when we write our lyrics and we write our melodies and we write our tracks, we do get inspiration from a lot of stuff. But I think what beats everything else is, I think, our fans, our beautiful stays, because they always, you know, relate to us. They tell us what they're going through, and the stories that they tell us itself is just really inspirational. So.
That's great.
Motivation.
When you were all growing up and starting to get into music, were there certain artists that you really looked up to?
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's actually a lot.
These days, I'm really touched by Taeyeon, and she's the Korean singer. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Korean solo artist. Nice.
Me, Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars. Yes.
Love it. Post Malone.
Post Malone. Nice.
When I was a child, I loved Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael Jackson. Usher.
Usher.
Okay, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Big Sean,
Wow.
Kanye West.
Wow, that's
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande.
The entire top 40 right there.
For me, I'd say Post Malone and Billie Eilish would be one of my, I guess, the people I kind of look up to.
When I was young, I used to listen to a lot of Frank Sinatra. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Nice.
did.
A little, different vibe there.
Very different vibe.
Do you ever like kind of channel Frank Sinatra when you sing? Is that something like maybe you're just at home hanging out, maybe you're singing in the shower?
Yeah, I think that's when it channels through.
Frank
That's when it
comes out,
yeah.
I am here for a Frank Sinatra cover album.
I love it.
from them. All right, fans of Stray Kids are known as stays. The K-pop stars revealed the message they want stays to take away from their music.
뭐든 다 이겨낼 수 있다라는 그런 메시지. 우리가 함께라면.
Oh, okay. So Changmin just said, you know, as long as we're together, us and stays together, we could, you know, overcome anything. I think that's one of the major messages that we really want to put out to our stays.
That's so sweet. In addition to music, these guys can move. They showed us the most complicated dance move maybe ever. Watch.
This is going to be very simple, so we're
I'm gonna learn as well. You just need one hand?
One hand.
All right, cool.
So we're going to go da 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 da. And then we're going da da
Da da.
So we're going da 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 da.
Oh, this is not
Went from
simple.
simple to
Okay, do it again. Do it again.
1, 2,
3, 4. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
boom,
Right,
hands,
and it's a
boom.
chest.
Okay.
And then
Cover it
grab,
up and twist it.
Oh.
No.
Dun, 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 dun. Boom.
Okay.
Boom.
Ba, nice.
Okay.
Ready to go? Let us know when you need some backup dancers at MSG. We lost it immediately. They left.
That's one of
and
my
we could never do
biggest
it again.
fears, though, is having to learn choreography, especially from a group like that.
Like, it's
so
good.
bad.
Even the most simple thing, and it's just like we're.
Yeah, terrible.
Coming up tomorrow, we're joined live by former New Girl star Max Greenfield. We're talking all about the second season of his hit sitcom The Neighborhood and his new film, Promising Young Woman.
Plus, we just love them so much. We have more from K-pop Stray Kids. They're answering some of their fans' burning questions. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from the stars of Tyler Perry's latest film.
Hi, we're the stars of Netflix A Fall from Grace, and this is one last thing. The last time I got the chills was when I watched our film.
Who are you talking to? Grace. They don't like being checked up on.
The last time I got the chills was when I found out I was cast on Big Little Lies. Oh my God.
Who are you talking about? Why?
The last time I got the chills was last night when the room got cold.
The last time I was starstruck was when I saw Mariah Carey in person. I just started singing to her, and that's not what you're supposed to do when you sing Mariah Carey.
The last time I was starstruck was yesterday because I got to be on my girl crush's show. I love you, Tamron Hall. The last time I was starstruck, that my card, honey. Ooh.
The last big splurge was when I took myself on vacation. in Jamaica, and I gave myself all the works.
My last big splurge was I took myself on vacation. My first time to Africa for 6 weeks.
My last big splurge was Chiang Mai. 11 days at a beautiful spa, health spa, and retreat